Hey, Lauren.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up?
What's up? What's up? What are we talking about today?
We are talking about singleness and what
Yeah.
it's like to be single and all the ups and all the downs and all the goods and all the bads. Let's dive in.
All right. So we're going to be talking about some different, I guess, key points in singleness. Whether you are single and can relate, or whether you know some singles in your life, especially singles that have been single for a while, uh, like us.
I'm not single
You're not single,
currently,
but you're not married.
but
So
I'm not
it's
married.
the unmarried. Um, let me rephrase that. Um, yeah, so whether you're single or dating but not married, or you just know some people in your life that are, we're just hoping that either you can relate or it'll teach you a little bit about your friends or your family that you may not
Yeah.
realize. So yeah, let's dive in. So I would like to start with like the the mental toll and effect that singleness can have on your life,
Yeah.
that some people may not realize. So, there's a lot of loneliness, and I know that you can be lonely in marriage. You can be lonely in a dating relationship, totally. But there is a level of loneliness in a singleness. There can be, especially when you are in a season where you lack company, uh, or at least consistent community. You may have one or two
One,
close friends, but the everyday gets hard.
I was like healthy community.
Watch
It's
the
really
the
hard.
previous episode where we talk about community. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard actually to be single in an unhealthy community. It's really hard to be single when you're like 35. It's crazy actually. So I was just at church on Sunday and young adults groups, right? Because they stopped doing single groups and they started making it like that weird young adults groups, but young adults is normally like 18 to 29 or
Yes.
something like that.
They no longer fit in.
Well, no. Well, it was funny cuz I went to church with my boyfriend and he had like nudged me and he goes, "Wow, you're still a young adult," because the age gap was 18 to 35.
Oh,
And I
really?
was like, that doesn't seem right.
I've never
Why?
heard that.
Because they don't know where to put the single
Yeah.
people. That is
Yep.
what's happening.
So they
Nobody knows
trying
what
to
to do with
include
them.
them in something. Yep. It's very true. That's a good point.
Like, you can't be 35 dating an 18-year-old. Am I like, do what you want? Do you? I would not suggest that. I would highly encourage you to wait until the frontal lobe has fully been developed before marrying somebody. I took
Can
that
you
advice for
imagine marrying
myself.
somebody when you were 20 or 21? Like, I can't.
No. And like what can I actually say right now that isn't going to give myself away? We're talking about this. We're going to unwrap
All
all
the
of it.
things.
Okay? I'll give you all the tea. I'm here for it. You're here for it. I'm here for it. Great. So I definitely dated 23-year-olds. Definitely. Wise decision? No. Ended in heartbreak. Okay.
Yeah.
Every single time. So, okay. Was I 35 doing that? Absolutely not. Let's clarify
This was quite a while ago.
this. So maybe you won't get all the tea. No, I'm just kidding. But moral of the story is like there is a maturity that you would need to be in a relationship. And it's not just like, oh my gosh, I love you. What is love? Love is sacrificing and dying to yourself for this other person. Can I do that? Who are you? I have this thing where I'm like, really though, like, who are you? Who
Yeah.
are you? Do I know you? Awkward. This is not it. So this is why we've been single, not because, hey, I can't find somebody. I've been proposed to 11 times. It's not that I
Which
can't
is
find somebody.
crazy, but yeah, continue.
Like, it's what is the purpose and call on my life? And if I invite you into that, or we have the same purpose and calling,
Yeah. Are we going the same direction? Or are
but
we
is
gonna
that even
easily
enough?
split off, you know?
No, for sure. But like, even as this, like, is this enough?
Yeah.
And I would say no. I'm just gonna flat out and say this, okay? Because people are like, actually, I really can't say too much on like what I was about to. Here's the thing, okay? This is getting like it's getting real hot in here.
You said you're spilling all the tea, so
Spilling all the tea. What is wrong with me? Okay, I will say this. Sometimes that like, oh, we have the same calling, we're going in the same direction. Wow, like you were in my life this season. One, people have choice, so
yeah.
they can choose whether they want to pursue that or not pursue that. Two, it isn't the butterflies. It isn't the same calling. Who is going to keep choosing you for you
Yeah.
over and over and over and over and over again selflessly? And are they showing you that up front or are they waiting? You know, and we keep
Right.
getting in these situationships and all these weird little like things. And it's for what? For what? You're not feeling better. You don't feel good, right? So then you're single again. And then you're stuck in the same cycle. And then you're single again. And then, so all these things are happening. Or you're just single because who has time for that? Um,
Or the
yeah,
heart
I would,
for it. Yeah.
yeah. Like, what are we doing? So I just, that's my little like 2 cents right now because I'm literally standing on a soapbox. Like, what is your singleness worth?
Yeah.
And are you cashing out on that right now? Or are you wasting it?
Yeah.
it I,
Yeah. Well, and I think singleness is such a time to really work on yourself. And I think we haven't seen that in a lot of other people. Um, does my maturity match your maturity? Does my healing and growth match your healing and growth? Are you at least striving to be better? Or are you at least trying to grow? Because if you're just stagnant and just doing the same thing every day and you're like, oh well, I should do this, but or I shouldn't do that, but here I am. And it's like, what are you even doing with your life? Are you able to lead your family if you're just living a monotonous, yeah, I should, but I'm not life? Like, who wants to partner with that? You know?
not me. No.
I mean, I could build a life with, I could build a life with someone who has faults, but is actively striving to be better. You know?
Yeah.
Um, That makes all the difference. Maybe not all the difference, but a big part of the difference. Then you get into
Mhm.
cycles of, okay, is it still continuing? Okay, then maybe you need to get actual help for that. Um, there's something more than just, I want to make that clear because you can be with someone who's like, oh yeah, but I'm going to do better next time. I'm going to do better. And it's a pattern. If it's a
Yeah.
pattern, then you need to look at that and you're like, all right, is something actually changing, or are they just saying that to not lose me? Anyway, we kind of got on dating and we're talking about singleness. That's
Let's
funny.
reel it back. No, I'm just kidding.
Bring it back. No, so we were talking about loneliness, and yeah, it can be so hard. It can be so hard because
Yeah.
I find that, and I've heard comedians say this as well, like sometimes the most depressed people are people who live in the high a lot because you go up so high that when you finally come down, you go to low so far and so fast. And especially for singles who don't have a lot of accountability or community around them, that's a really dangerous place to be. So
Mhm.
like if we go to a party with some friends or we go to, small group or we go to a place where we're living a fun time and, you know, hanging out, having fun, chatting, and then everyone goes home to their families and you walk into your house, it's empty. Those can be some of the hardest nights for me is after a big high. And you come home and you realize, oh yeah, but I'm actually they're not, but I am,
Yeah.
you know? And so I think you
Yeah.
have to just be careful. Um, and if you don't have a great community, at least try to have a couple of great friends in your life where you can, if you know that's going to be a hard time walking in alone, or call a family member or something, call somebody, or make plans to put on your favorite movie, or, just
Mhm.
make, figure out a way to lighten the atmosphere a little bit. Uh,
Yeah.
'Cause yeah, it can get hard. Um,
No, it's really hard. I mean, I know you and I had talked about this previously of like it doesn't it's a weird thing. Like I enjoyed being single in my 20s. Like I thrived. You know what I mean?
same.
Like I did what I wanted to do and I was living life to the fullest. Like I wasn't I didn't need to be accountable to a man at that time. And I didn't need to check in every 5 seconds or, "Hey, I'm gonna go here," or, "Hey, I'm gonna do this," or, "This is who I'm with." Like, I
So
didn't
much
do that
free.
as a teenager. I don't
Yeah,
need to do this as a young adult. That's crazy. Um, like, I'm just living my life, and it's so full. I'll look back on all my pictures and all my videos and all the memories, and I'm so glad I did all of those things and had the freedom to do them. So, so thankful. And now here we are. Okay. Now did I desire to be in a relationship? Sure.
sure.
I remember like I wanted so many kids and I wanted this life and I had this vision, but also I was walking with God.
Yeah,
And I was so alive in that. I didn't really care if I was married or not married. I was so alive with God.
yeah.
Okay. Then you turn 28 and your body changes. And all of a sudden, what happened?
Yeah.
How did you feel with all of that?
Well, yeah, I think the years just keep building. Because I've had married people tell
Yeah.
me, "Oh, you're so lucky. I would just love to be able to go home and just be alone. That sounds amazing." And I want to tell them, yeah, try doing that for 15 years because yeah, it was great in my 20s, until the latter part of my 20s. I used to say all the time, it's gonna have to take a really amazing man for me to get hooked up, because I just had so much fun. I was so free, I could do what I want. I was able to support myself financially, had great paying job, had some friends. But then you hit, like, year 10, and you're like, "Okay, actually, I'm really tired. I'm tired of carrying all this by myself. I'm tired of the financial burden all being on me. I'm tired of having to clean my whole house. I'm tired of having to cook all my meals and go grocery shopping and try to find a time to relax." Because I think that's another misconception too is, oh, single people have so much free time. And it's like,
We
actually,
don't.
no,
Yeah.
because what your husband helps you with, we have to do. That's just reality.
Yeah.
Yes, you may have kids and some extra tasks, but we actually have a very busy life and it can be very stressful because it's all on our shoulders. There's no one to help us carry it. Um,
Well, and two, like, you're married because you didn't want to be single anymore. Like, did we forget that? Like,
yeah, yeah, that's true.
it's crazy
That's true.
because it's hard.
Yeah. Well, and I'm not trying to say, married life doesn't have its difficulties. I know it does. I
It
know
does.
people
Yeah.
who are married. I'm just saying neither one are better or worse. They're just different. And I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of times people who are single, we get viewed as like having the best life. And it's like, it can be really hard. Yes, we have some things that are great that you don't have. but we also have some things that are hard that you don't. So I think just having grace towards the single people in your life and towards yourself if you are single.
Yeah.
I've gone through seasons where my house wasn't very clean at times, and I just had to get to a point where I was like, you know what? Today, I'm going to do what I can today. If these five
Yeah.
things on my list have to go to tomorrow or next week, that's okay. If that's what I need to do to stay sane, then that's what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to feel bad about it anymore.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Yeah.
Very true.
So yeah, there's a mental toll it takes, loneliness, depression, anxiety,
Yeah.
it's hard trying to keep up with everything.
Well, I mean, I would say, like, yeah, I how many times have I called you, like, hysterically crying? Like, even in the last year, like, I'm all done being single. I
Yeah.
can't do this. I can't do this anymore. I
Yeah.
can't do it. So, actually, like, Lord.
No, it's true. It can be so hard. It really can.
Oh my
And I
gosh, I
don't
actually have a phone.
I love that.
It's so funny.
Just see it. Coffee.
Lauren.
Yeah. Yeah. It can be really hard. And like I said,
It is really hard.
I feel like we often get viewed as a person that has a much easier life. And it's not. It's just different.
It's just different.
It's just different.
And it's not more or less, it's just different. And I think when we're trying to measure it of like, "Oh my gosh, I'm doing more than you are," that's not really fair. When
No.
we are different personalities, we are living different lives, we have different callings, we're in different seasons. You can't really compare. I think
Yeah.
comparison is the killer of joy, right? Isn't that the saying? And so when you get
Sounds
into
right.
that pattern, it
Yeah.
does rob you of that joy.
Yeah.
Um, and that's a hard thing. So if like you're in your early 20s and like your desire is to be married, you're desiring these things like, wow, I'm having a deja vu moment right now. That was crazy. I just I just want to say I just want to say this. You will not ever get your 20s back. What what else? Like what is the purpose and call on your life?
Yeah.
What is that thing? Pursue Jesus. Pursue him fully and see what happens.
Yeah.
Like maybe you find your husband and meet him. Maybe something incredible happens and you were not expecting that at all.
Be a
Maybe
meet
you
and greet.
move to a foreign country.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you never know.
It's true. There is so much to singleness, and just what really it kind of comes down to, like, what is in front of you right now? What is God trying to work on right now?
Mm,
What can I grow and heal from right now that I won't take into a marriage, that I won't take into a relationship with my children? What
yeah,
what can I do in this season? Trying to focus on that instead of focusing on what you don't have, I think is really important. And I think it's really
yeah.
important to try to remind ourselves of that, remind each other of that, you know? I'm so sorry. I know it's so hard. What can we do now? What does God have for us right now? Because he hasn't brought that person into your life because we may not know all the reasons, but apparently it's not the right timing. So why is it not the right time? What do I
Yeah.
still have to do before that happens? Um, so yeah, I think another thing that can be really hard is just the physical, like our physical bodies, like you were just saying, like they change. We're both 35 and things have changed, and
Yep.
I think not having a helper makes it really hard. When we don't feel
Yeah.
good, when we're sick, we got to get up and make our own soup. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have someone to be like, hey, you don't feel good. Okay, let me run to the store and, what do you want? What can I help? We don't have that person.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
and I mean, like, taking it a little bit further, right, Lauren? Like, you and I are very independent women. Like, we love, like, to get it done. We can do anything. Like, try and stop us.
yeah,
Look what I can do. You know,
yeah,
like, we are those kinds of we are those kinds of females. And it is intimidating. Like, can we fix a car? Yes, we can. Can we build like, we can do literally anything.
yeah.
Truly.
But
We
I will
also
add
deal
just to that, sometimes the reason we know how to do so many things is because we had to. And
yeah, no.
it's not necessarily like, "Oh, feel bad for me," but, like, people will ask us, "How do you know how to do so many things?" Well, I've been single my whole like, I mean, we've both dated, but, like, ultimately, we haven't had anyone helping us with those things, so it's like, because we're a
Yeah.
one, income family, I guess you would say, um, we can't always afford to pay someone to do something. So we're like, okay, let's learn how to do it.
We have to do
Yeah.
or we grew up and someone didn't do it for us. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, there is this thing with independent women that I learned recently will send your nervous system into shock, um, because we've had to step up and be a man,
Yeah.
and that was never a role or a job, but it needed to like, things needed to get done. Who else was gonna do it? You know, and so you've built and built and built these walls or these safeguards of like, "It's fine, I can do it."
Hmm.
And I will tell you right now, the older you get, I'm learning. I mean, I turned 35 and I broke my wrist. I broke my very first bone ever for the first time this year. And
Yeah.
I remember falling and having that pain and getting iced in and couldn't get to urgent care and around the corner because it was like ice every it was just like madness. And
Yeah.
I was just like, please pray for me. And as I was sitting in excruciating pain, I was laughing because I was like, wow, did I just hit an age where I break? Like I didn't think this time would come.
Because we
Like I
fall
feel so
for
young. I felt so trust me. It's I have so many I felt so many times and so many people caught it on camera.
Yeah.
I definitely should have broken a lot more than just my wrist, but I didn't. And you are getting older and it is getting
Hmm.
harder to lift things and I can't do what I used to be able to do. It it's different now when
Yeah.
the weather changes and your arthritis sets in or you deal with chronic illness and chronic pain in your body, it's
Yeah.
harder to do things. And it's not like, oh, I want to get married so that somebody can help me and just be there. But also it is nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to have someone else there. And I'm
Well,
not
someone that
like again,
cared. Not a slave, but someone that would want to help.
yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, you're sick. What can I do? Not for a servant, but just
Yeah.
have someone who cares that
Yeah.
can help. Yeah.
Yeah. No, really well said. Yeah. So, I mean, I I think you hit it on the nose too of like it's one thing, and then you turn 28. So here's the thing. No one told me when I woke up on my 30th birthday that I was a whole different woman. No one told me that. I thought it was a joke that women woke up on their 30th birthday and cried. Like I thought it was just like a haha.
Yeah.
They can't accept their faith. Their fate. Their fate.
Yeah.
And that that was not the case. It's not that I was so excited to turn 30. And then I turned 30. I literally woke up that morning and I was a hormonal mess. I could not keep it together. I cried all day. And you can see like pictures from my 30th birthday at night. I was so
Mm,
puffy from crying
yeah.
over nothing. What was I even crying about? I don't know. I could not control my hormones. And I was like, my body felt like I was in so much distress. Then all of a sudden, there's like this gaping hole in my belly saying, wow, what a failure. You couldn't produce a
Mhm.
baby in your 20s.
Yeah.
Good luck trying to do it in your 30s. Like, I didn't know my stomach could talk. What are we doing? Like, what is
Yeah,
happening to me? I'm losing my mind. But that's what it's like, and no one told me. So I
yeah,
am telling you, not a joke. Eat right, exercise, drink water. It only gets harder decade by decade.
yeah.
So, because I have a friend, sorry, I'm just like rambling, but
No, go
tying
for
this
it.
up, like, she told me, "Oh, no, I don't want kids. Like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good." She hit her 30s. I remember it was her 30th birthday. And then after that, and then after that, she got pregnant.
Mm,
And cracks me up because they are just the best. I love them so much. They're my besties. But from that point to now, and who they were then and who they are now, night and day.
yeah,
But why? Because she was in her 30s and her body was self-sabotaging her, and all of a sudden, the girl who's like, "I'm good. I can wait," now has 2 kids.
yeah.
So, why? Why? Are we not talking about this? She wasn't single, but, like, your body definitely is like, "Something's happening," and
Yeah,
I don't wanna not say that. So,
yeah.
you know,
No,
it
it's
makes
true.
singleness harder.
Yeah, it does. And I heard someone say recently that their therapist told them, you need to have a moment where you grieve not being married in your 20s.
Well,
And then you need to have a moment where you grieve not being married in your 30s, because this is an issue for you that you have to accept and grieve that you lost that time. And not saying, God wasn't in it and God's not going to bring someone to you, but what you thought was going to happen, you need to grieve that and you need to process that.
yeah,
Because just as little girls, we grow up watching the fairy tales and believing, it's going to happen.
yeah,
And year after year after year goes by, and then you have people ask you, do you date like you're someone who hates men? And you're like, yeah, I've dated, but this is normally my answer. Like, yeah, I've dated, a few guys, but I've never found someone I wanted to spend my life with,
yeah.
you know?
Well,
And
and
it's like,
it's
but
not
you
just
start
spend
seeing
your
it as like
life.
something's wrong with you if you're not married by 30.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and then you start feeling like, is something wrong with me? Like, am I too picky? Do I turn people off? Like, what? Just those little comments, and they might not mean them that way, but that's that's how you take them sometimes because you're fighting
yeah.
this already.
Well, and then how long have you been feeling that way?
Yeah,
Right, so then you're talking about years.
yeah,
Something's wrong with me, something's wrong with me, and not only are you feeling that because of, like, the season of singleness, maybe you also grew up where you were made to feel that as well. So, again,
yeah,
going back to that nervous system
yep,
situation where you're like, I just spent a whole lifetime feeling unworthy and worthless at the same time, which isn't true. That's
right,
not the truth, but
right,
it's something that was now embedded into you, and you're, like, not consciously, or, like, you're not really agreeing with it, but it is a thought that's circulating, and you're like, "Oh." You're like, "No, no, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no." But it's there,
yeah,
right? And I think that's good that you do need to grieve. If you don't take the time to grieve, like, "Hey, maybe I'm not gonna be married in my 20s."
yeah,
That's okay. God, what is it you desire? What is it you want?
yeah,
What do you want for my life? You can have it all. What do you want for my life? I'm telling you, that's the best thing I could have ever said to Jesus, because the adventure, worth it.
yeah,
Not being married in my 20s, worth it. It's worth it. I can say that, right, worth it.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, looking back, the times that I thought I was ready, looking back, I was like, I've grown so much since then. I'm glad I I'm glad I didn't get married then, you know?
Yeah.
Um, can you work through things in marriage? Absolutely. I don't want anyone to feel any guilt for like getting married young and working through difficult things with their husband. That's the plan that and the life that you're in, you know.
Yeah.
This is our life. This is our life.
But
Doesn't mean
but the statistic though hasn't been people working through their marriage.
yeah.
The statistic has been divorce for
Yeah.
millennials
Yeah.
specifically,
That's true.
if we're looking at it. I know more divorced people than people who have stuck it out.
Yeah. Same.
That's so sad.
Yeah. Well, and I
I don't
think
want
that
that.
might be why some of us have waited because we've seen that. You know what I mean? And not out of fear, but out of like, okay, what do I actually want? What what is actually healthy? You know, and just taking some time to sit with that instead of just rushing into something, you know?
Yeah.
Because you've seen it go wrong. Um, and it doesn't make you well, it can make you afraid, but more than anything, I feel like it can make you just cautious, where you're like, okay, I don't want that end. So what can I do differently? You know?
Yeah. Or also, what is your portion? What is it that is for you? What is for
Yeah.
you? Whatever's good, whatever's right, what is for you?
Yeah.
I like it. The Bible says this. Okay. Let's bring it back to what's true. James 1:17, it says, every good and perfect gift
Yep.
comes from the Father of light, in which there is no shifting or moving shadow. What is your portion?
Yeah.
Every good and perfect gift. What is happening right now in your life?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's good and sunshine all the time. It's not.
Yeah.
But he's also not like, oh, that's a promise. That's something you desire. Hopefully you get it one day. Like that's not the God I believe in.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
even in my like really painful, sad, I mean, I've had moments where I was literally glued to my living room floor and Lauren had to drag literally to bed to wherever I needed to be at that point because
Yeah.
I physically could not. I couldn't. I couldn't do it. I was so heartbroken. I couldn't. I couldn't. And I remember in that time, my mom actually, she said something to me and she goes, where in the great commission of your life does this fit? And I was like,
Mm.
I remember I picked myself up and I was like, huh, it doesn't fit.
Yeah.
you know? And that changed it, like it gave me a whole new perspective on singleness in my 30s. Where in the great commission of my life,
Yep.
where in serving and honoring God and honoring Jesus does this attitude, does this whatever is happening right now, this depression, this loneliness, this stuff, where does this fit?
Yeah.
It doesn't fit in a life with Jesus. So, God, I'm going to give this to you actually and ask you to give me what is the Great Commission? What is the thing that you have for me and my life right now?
Yeah.
Not tomorrow, not the next, right now.
Yeah.
Because that's all I
And
can handle, you
yeah.
know?
Yeah. That's so good. The I never really went through years having like a verse for the year. That's just I kind of always wanted to, but it just never really worked out that way. But this year, Psalms 84:11 and 12, I
Well,
think was the verse, um, talks about God being our sun and our shield and all of that. But then it says he withholds no good thing from those whose walk is upright.
yeah,
And because I've heard people say, oh, God turns everything to good. But in my mind, I like twisted it to mean, oh, well, bad things are gonna happen, but he'll make it like as a
yeah,
last resort. But it's like, actually, no, if I prayed for healing and he didn't give it to me,
Mm.
that's actually not his best, whether I can understand it or not in that moment. If I prayed
Yeah.
for a husband 5 years ago and he didn't give it to me, that's not his best. He withholds no good thing. So if he's withholding it, it's not a good thing. And so it really like
Yeah.
shifted things in my brain where it's like, if I'm driving to work and, you know, I get a flat tire or something else happens, it's like there's purpose in all of it, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so that's just really helped me this year to like shift that, kind of reverse it in my mind. Um, whatever it is you're praying for, whatever it is you're seeking, whether we can understand it or not, he withholds no good thing. So if it
Yeah.
seems like it's being withheld, then it's not good in that moment for you.
Mm. No, it's really good. It's true. It's true. He doesn't withhold. I mean, literally, again, every good and perfect thing. Like, if that is who he is, why would he keep that from you? He
Yep.
wouldn't keep that from you. You know. Um, and you and I feel like have experienced this where we're like, wow, I prayed for this thing. I felt the heartache. I felt the depression. I felt the loneliness. I felt the despair. I felt the hopelessness. I felt all of these things. But then God,
Yeah.
right? Then God showed up. And I like, even right now, like, I'm now in that season, but God. I was feeling so much despair. And I was having little moments where I'm like, I laid all of this down.
Yeah.
I'm all done. But also, God, I do desire this. And you did promise me this. And I do believe this because you are a man of your word.
Yeah.
What does that look like in your life when it's not answered?
Yeah.
It it shouldn't look different from the moment it is answered.
Yeah.
That's really what you were saying, right? Like, hey, God promised you this. You're not seeing it. You're not feeling it. You're not experiencing it. But this point and the promise fulfilled is there's no difference.
Yeah.
God is good. I'm not believing in him, praising him, and walking with him because he gives me the stuff I ask for. I'm doing it because he's worthy. And the life you live in accordance to that is actually fulfilling and it is actually worth it. You know, and I think that's the point of like even this, like, and all of that horror. It was a horror film.
Yeah.
The horror film of my life. There's so much promise and there's so much goodness. Like, how would I have been your friend if all of that bad stuff didn't happen? How would we
Yeah.
have such a deep and fulfilling and beautiful friendship if all the bad stuff didn't happen?
It's true.
So the promise of like, wow, I really would love some friends. I would really love a friendship that points me to Jesus and leads me closer to him. I really would love a friend that would be there for me. Here we are now, promise fulfilled.
Yeah.
Felt all the pain of that because it
Yeah.
sucks when nobody's on your side.
Yeah.
What is the difference between the desire and the promise? God is doing something so beautiful. I would not have your friendship in that in between space if I just like I would have missed it
Yeah. Well,
because of
you don't realize a person can be there for you if you never need them to be.
yeah.
If you have a beautiful, perfect life,
Say that again.
you know that someone could be there for you if you don't need them to be, you know? Like you never go through hard times where you're on the floor needing someone to pick you up,
Yeah.
then you don't get to know the character of that person, you know? And those are times where you actually realize who your true friends are too.
Yeah, when you can't get up because you're depressed and you need someone to wash your dishes,
Hmm.
those are the real ones.
Yeah.
You are single and you're feeling that and it's rough because you're tired and you
Yeah.
have a sink full of dishes that
And
have been
someone
there
else
for
is gonna
days.
wash them unless you have a friend that's gonna come over and wash them. You know, like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
true.
And even that,
Yeah.
some people don't have that, right? And it's like, it's hard. It's really, really hard. But what I'm saying is like, yes, yes, it's hard. But also, there are good things in this season.
Yeah, totally.
Don't miss that.
Yeah. Well, and I think that kind of brings up, you know, single people, it's really easy for them to slip into um, having private lives. And by that, I don't necessarily mean like terrible single lives, although that can happen. Um, but just imagine if you're not single, just imagine that you are, and you know that no one's going to be in your house for the next 2 weeks unless you get a random crazy surprise visit by someone that you least expect. Like pretty sure no one's gonna be, right?
Yeah.
Why would you make much effort to keep your house clean, to not binge out on the couch on TV every night, not eat a gallon of ice cream? You know what I mean? Like if there's
Mhm.
no one there to see it, who are you gonna be accountable to? You know?
Yeah.
And I think that that can be a real problem because you have to really have a lot of self-discipline, and you have to really try and ask God to help you honor him with your time and with your body and with your mind and your soul, like all of the things,
Yeah.
because really there's no need for it. There's no need for my house to be clean. No one's gonna see it. You know what I mean? I could have a stack of dishes in my sink. No one's gonna see it. I'm the only person that's gonna see it. And there have been seasons of my life where all I could do is wash one cup at a time. Like, let's be real.
Mhm.
There's been seasons where I haven't swept my floor in a couple weeks, like, and I have
Yeah.
pets that shed, so my floor gets dirty. But it's like, that's a really easy thing I feel like to slip into. Until you realize, wow, this is really getting unhealthy and something's gotta change. That's the only way it changes. Because you don't have a husband or a kid coming to you, you know, what are you doing on the couch? Come on, get off the couch. Like, you've been on the couch for 3 days. Like, you know, it's just real.
It's so real. I
It's so real.
know.
Yeah.
Well, and it's going back to accountability, right? So
Yeah.
if you are not accountable to anyone, of course that's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And that kind of goes back into like one of our first episodes of, hey, friendship. Like I'm checking in with you. Hey, it's been a couple days. Haven't heard from you. What's going on? Are you good? Are we good? What's happening? Update me on your life. Oh, that wasn't an update. Update on, update me. What is going on? Where are you at? Can I come over? Are you still at home? You haven't left your home. Like,
Yeah.
or you've been out. Who are you out with? What are you all doing? Are you living a life that's honoring God? I'm not judging. I'm here for accountability.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Oh, you slipped up and this thing happened? Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I
How
love
can I
you.
support you in that? How can I
Now,
support?
how do we move forward from
Yeah.
this? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Like,
that's the key, really. Is accountability. If you are single or you have a single friend, check up on them. Keep in touch with them just like you would anyone else. But
yeah,
especially, I feel like your single friends because they have so much less accountability. Even if they have friends, if they live alone, it's way easier to not do the right thing because no
yeah,
one's watching, you know? Um,
yeah,
yeah, it's a whole thing. And I know you have messaged me before, like, "Hey, you keep texting and not sending voice memos. I need to hear your voice." You know?
yeah.
And a lot of times I do that because I'm in a funk and I don't want to talk and I just want to text because it's easier.
I know.
But you know that about me now. And so things like that, pay attention. Think little things like that. Hey, if you normally send voice memos and it's been 3 days and they're just texting, call them or ask them to
Well,
send a voice memo.
And on the flip side, do it. You know what I mean? Like, let people into your life. It
Yeah.
is worthwhile to
Yeah.
have somebody in your life than to not have somebody in your life. It's worthwhile to stay accountable to someone.
Yes.
So, like, one, yeah, shameful thing. Okay. Cause you feel real bad. You're like, I knew that wasn't the right thing and I did it anyway. And I might do it again because guess what? You're human.
Yeah.
I'm not saying do that. Don't do that. I'm just saying we are human. Okay. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why did you do that? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you okay throughout that situation? Okay. How does that fit in the purpose and call and will of God for your life?
Yeah.
Do you feel like it does? Like let's
Yeah.
communicate and walk through it. Like
Yeah.
what's going on? Because
Yeah.
I remember you said that you wanted to do this. How do we protect the thing that you so desire? How do we protect the innocence and the purity and the beauty of who you are? Like, how do we protect that? And how do I love and serve you as your friend?
Yeah.
Um, like throughout that whole situation, like there really is not a shameful thing. And I've had friends who'd be like, "Oh, I didn't tell you, or I didn't blah, 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 because like you were gonna judge me." Have I ever judged you? Girl, I could have judged you for so many other things. That wasn't this. And I
Yeah.
didn't do that. But
Yeah.
if that's how you feel and that's what you think, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you feel that way. Oh, well, and at that point you break trust. Why? Because you feel shame and you don't want to be accountable to anyone.
Yeah.
That's a choice. I'm encouraging you. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Be accountable. Two or more. Where two or more are gathered, God is there. Like, we need to be accountable and have community and have friendships that are deep and meaningful because you've invested in them and they're not fake,
Yeah.
so that God can actually fulfill the promise that He has said over your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, takeaways.
Because if someone is struggling with something, most of the time when we do something that is sinful or just maybe not sinful but not good for us,
Yeah.
um, it is normally a way to numb out
Yeah.
and which is rooted in something else. So it's
It's
like
a
to
vice.
actually get it out and talk about it when you're able to figure out like, oh, that's why I'm doing that. Okay, then what needs to shift in me? What does God need to heal with me? You know?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
But, you know, so what are the key takeaways, Lauren?
Yeah. So key takeaways, I guess, from our conversation is singleness can be really hard.
That's for sure.
Um, that whether you're single or you know people who are single, it's really important to check on them. One other thing I wanted to say, I've gotten invitations from people to go out and do things, and just because of my life, my health needs, I physically, it's impossible for me to physically do that. And so I think get to know your friends, get to know what they can handle, what they struggle with. And if you want to hang out with your single friend or any friend for that matter, but we're talking about
Yeah.
single right now, why don't you ask them, hey, I really want to see you one someday soon. What sounds fun to you? If you know they're struggling health wise, say, hey, how about I come over and we can pop a pizza in the oven and let's watch a movie. If they're struggling with their health, that sounds amazing for someone to come over to their house, bring supper, and just be present with them, you know? So instead of being like, well, I invite them all the time and they never, well, maybe there's a reason. And
Yeah.
it's probably not because they don't want to see you. It's probably because of other reasons. So ask questions. Be curious. Just stop by because sometimes if you stop by and my house is a wreck and I'm sitting on the couch eating ice cream, you just show up, there's no hiding it. But if you tell me, "Hey, I'm gonna come tomorrow," oh, my house will be clean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm coming. And so there is some accountability in just showing up, and I know people don't do that very often nowadays, but, like, just show up, just call,
Yeah.
just hit FaceTime on your phone, because they have a choice to decline it, but if they decline it, then you're like, "Hey, why'd you decline my call? What's going on?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I just think that's important. So, check on them, and then the last thing is, if we're struggling, we may not voice it. There's a lot of shame, I think, and guilt that we can sometimes deal with because life can be really hard. And so sometimes it's hard to reach out when we're struggling. So, yeah, reach out, check on your people, whether they're single or not. You never know what they're going through. If they're normally at church every Sunday and they miss it Sunday, even if you know where they are, still reach out. Hey, I missed you. Hope you're doing okay. Let me know.
Yeah.
I can pray for you. Just keep in touch. And like we said in a previous episode, you have Siri on your phone. If you have a busy day and you want to make sure you reach out to your friend, ask your phone to remind you at a certain time. If you don't want to forget, be intentional. Takes intentionality. It does.
Yeah. It
Yep.
does. Well, this was a good episode. I
Yeah,
liked it.
me too. Thank you.
Singleness is not forever. And also, even if it was forever, there's something so beautiful. There's something so beautiful in store for our lives that we can't really run from or get away from. You know what I mean? Like, I know some women who are in their 50s and 60s who desire to be married who are not married, but they're also living their life so fulfilled in God. And that is what matters. And so, how do we get there?
Yep.
That is
Community.
for next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, community, but
Yes.
anyway, we'll see you next time.
All right. Bye, guys.
All right. Bye.